How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Crystalline. I think we're approaching the end. Also, my voice sucks to be me, right? Okay, so what happened 3 weeks ago or so? I get a nasty cold. It makes it so I sound like a freaking chain smoker through half my videos. I can barely breathe. It's just terrible. And it finally get better. Like the instant I get better, my whole family gets sick with some of the flu, and I'm just cleaning up and taking care of them for like a week. And then eventually I get it myself. And then we all finally get better. And now I'm getting a cold again, sound like a chain smoker again. I'll try not to cough too much. And I got myself like cough drops of pains and such. But still, it's like I sound so terrible. It's so frustrating. It's like, it's the worst. I don't remember any other time in my life where I've had so many colds. And yeah, here they are, just rolling right after another. So, F me, I guess. But we'll just do this anyway. I'm hoping this time it won't last as long. I definitely, I don't even have a stuffy nose. I just have the sore throat. I'm hoping that's all it'll be. But regardless, that's why I sound different. That's why I'm coughing, and hopefully I'll edit all those out. But you know how this goes. I'm not going to catch them all. It's just going to be the way it is. Anyway. Last time we were here, drama is still a little painful, but we're getting through it. I oddly found it, in time, I'm finding it to be kind of realistic, which is interesting. Because as time's gone on, I kind of have to understand. I do get why Liana did what she did. I really do. And it really sucks. But at the same time, I feel like it's human. Like it's an actual decision an actual person would make, and if this situation were real. It's not a giant fairy tale. We're trying to be like realistic about it. And we got a lot going on right now where we talked to the Shadow Elemental. She gave us a lot of really, really interesting information, and she took us directly to where we believe Void is headquarters. Now, I don't know if this is the same creepy woods we were in before. It looks a lot like it, but maybe I'm not mistaken about that. But we're apparently teleported here. So, I think this is it. The big confrontation. So let's get ready for some clicking mini games, and let's hope we don't die. Because that could be a real thing here. I really hope not. Alright, anyway. Before I have a chance to get my bearings, Kara immediately pulls me down. I'm about to protest, but she puts a finger on her lips. She points to a row of bushes keeping us from sight. I nod my understanding and stay quiet. Looking around, I see tall trees overhead with a thick canopy blocking out the sun. The tree trunks are thick and gnarled, many of them have heavy scarring. The grass beneath my feet feels thin and hard. When I look further out, the landscape changes to a barren patch of dry ground flecked with craters. Ooh, what the? It looks like some serious damage took place here. Footsteps sound nearby. I see a patrol of guards pass close by us. I hold my breath as they walk by, and luckily they don't spot us. When they're out of sight, I breathe a heavy sigh of relief. Kara relaxes slightly, as do the rest of my teammates. Where are we?
It would appear we are on the former battleground of the Battle of Asaria.
Dang, it was that bad, huh? I take another look around. The harsh land must have been a real intense battle that scarred the landscape this much. Banana looks like a manipulator.
I'm scanning extremely high levels of shadow energy here.
As am I. It is without question this is where Void's main base of operation is.
Makes sense. She fiddles with her manipulator.
And the energy type is specific to being transmuted into tainted energy.
Can't say I'm surprised.
This doesn't add up. You would think a place where Void was last strongest would be a place that would be monitored.
At the same time, it's a blasted wasteland. Who would want to be here?
According to the Mage Guild reports, they do monitor here.
Oh. And if that's true, that could imply a lot of other stuff.
Then what gives?
The shadow energy here is vast. It would appear Void has used this to their advantage, to not only mask their energy signature, but to also shroud themselves from the eyes of scouts.
Oh, okay.
We, however, appear to have pierced the veil by being on the inside of it.
The shadow elemental set us into their defenses. That's helpful. Void shouldn't be underestimated. They're dangerous, but not stupid.
Look there!
Leanna points in the distance. Tendrils of shadow crawl towards the sky. They flicker and dance above the skyline. Amelia checks her manipulator again.
That location has the highest concentration of energy.
Then that's where we need to go to stop them.
The group readies themselves as Zach surveys the surroundings.
There's a lot of ground between us and them. Not to mention all the patrols, guards, and lookouts they'll have.
He is right. One does not simply walk into the heart of Void's operation.
Or Mordor. Mordor either, but I'm sure that this is about as bad. Alright, here's the thing. Yes, I could try using shadow magic. I've never used it before. I think Kara can sneak us in. Isn't Kara good at the whole sneaking business?
I am, but there's too much open ground. Plus, we're traveling in a group.
Alright. That was a stupid suggestion. Well, they both were. But maybe I can use my newfound energy. I think I have a way. They look at me. I have shadow magic now. What if we turn it around on them and I'll shroud us in a shadow cloak? They seem skeptical.
You've never cast shadow magic before.
Oh, man. I can try. I close my eyes and focus on the icy emptiness I felt when the shadow energy poured into me. I remember its soft, biting touch. I raise my hand and a dark bubble of shadow engulfs us. It's reminiscent of a bubble Amelia encased us in the water temple. Zack and Kara inspect the bubble, poking cautiously at the sides. Leanna seems impressed.
You did it! Most impressive, although not surprising considering his previous mastery of the elements.
You guys are too much. Thank you.
Let us make haste.
I focus my attention on the shadow shroud as we shuffle out of cover. My heart pounds in my chest. Will this actually keep us hidden? We pause as we hear more footsteps. Another set of patrols come our way, and I hold my breath as they near. Then sigh when they walk out past us. The shroud successfully kept us hidden. Quickly but quietly, we continue towards the center of their encampment. We make good progress, stopping only when we get too close to the patrols. I keep the shadow shroud around us, feeling the energy flowing out of me. Even though I've been casting for this long, I don't feel tired. All of that training has finally paid off. Eventually we reach the inner circle. There's a circle of robed figures. The dark hoods cover their faces, but the deep purple robes of void mages are unmistakable. The purple shadows fly around them, whispering and mixing their chants. The tendrils whip wildly in the air as they continue to grow. They thicken the sky, shielding the light with a dark cloud. This is a lot more magic than we originally saw. We're about to form a plan when one of the guards looks in our direction. His gaze pierces through my shroud and he seems to look right at us. Well, what's going on? I haven't stopped my magic. The rest of his squadron are staring at us too. I take another look at their uniforms. They wear armor and carry a sword, but they have manipulators. It reminds me of Leanna's garb. Are these void mage knights? Ooh, that's not good.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too. As one they draw their swords, the metal ringing echoes in the air. Their manipulators start to glow.
They found us! Dodge!
A flurry of shadow bolts fire in our direction. We leap out of the way. My concentration's broken and the shroud collapses. The void knights dash toward us, a purple energy gathers in their hands.
We need to reach the mages and stop whatever they're doing.
I don't think void knights are going to let us through that easily.
Then we'll fight right through them!
We ready ourselves for action. Let's get the button clicking. Combat start. Fireball, daggers, sword, ice, fireball. And we win again. Still wish it was a little harder. My breath comes in ragged gasps as I face the next void knight. But I don't hesitate. As he swings, I whip past him and my sword pierces empty air. I strike from behind, knocking the sword out of his hand. Then using the blunt end of my blade and augmented by my rush of wind, I knock him out and he crumples to the ground. The rest of my team stand with me as we scan the area for more enemies. The ground is littered with fallen void knights, but the circle of mages still stands. Their chanting grows in volume as the shadows continue to multiply. They ignore our presence, enhancing their own world.
Perform the final channel.
Oh, fetch!
No!
Leanna and Amy throw magic at the mages, pouring all their energy into the dark shadow. Zack and Kara start to race toward the circle, but a wave of darkness washes over us, flinging us back. We're too late. The dancing shadows warp and surges. Flickering claws reach out as they burst through the ground and engulf the circle. The darkness swells and reaches taller than the meager trees, blinding me with a blanket of shadow. I hear a faint crackle of the mages as a surge of purple energy explodes. Shielding my eyes from the blast, I put my hand forth and summon a barrier of opaque shadow to protect us from the shockwaves. As the magic slowly ebbs, I blink my eyes back into focus. The entire place is littered with fallen void. Only my friends and I were protected from the blast. However, the shadows twist away to reveal empty eyes. They curl into long claws and sharp teeth, and I gape at the monstrosity looming in the sky. What the fetch?
What is that?
Did I summon a demon?
I have never seen such a creature before.
Oh, don't think anyone has. Leanna takes in the scene of the fallen victims, her mouth twisting into a frown.
And it left a full trail of destruction as it emerged, without discriminating between void or anything else.
A piercing howl deafens us as the creature screams. He swipes a long claw at us, but I erect another barrier. Although I managed to block the attack, we're still pushed back by the sheer force of the power. Crack. Uh-oh. Zack's discharger goes off, shocking us back to life. The energy is absorbed by the creature, and Zack's eyes widen as it fixes its lifeless stare onto him. Swipes another claw at us, but this time, I can't block it in time and we're sent flying across the camp. My cheek scrapes along the ground as I fall hard. My team struggles to their feet beside me. Amy conjures a flaming sphere between her hands and launches it at the creature. The ball of fire disappears harmlessly across the shadow beast. Undeterred, Amy tries to freeze it in place, but it blocks her magic, leaving it unscathed. It roars and swipes another claw at Amy. The car pushes her out of the way, and she takes the brunt of the attack. She's knocked back against the tree and slides limply to the ground, and Amy rushes over to her. Fetch! Holy crap, this is really getting out of hand quickly. In the meantime, Leanna races around the creature, trying to draw its attention. Her sword glows a pale blue as she hacks the shadow creature's base. It roars again, and coils of shadow wrap around Leanna's legs. Go fetch, man, do something! She manages to wriggle free, but the tendrils are relentless, and soon she's trapped. All of our attacks are futile against the creature. Leanna and Zack motion for a retreat, but the creature shoots out shadow to block our escape. Slowly, the shadows surround us and close in, and we're forced to remain and fight. We share a glance and nod. We have to work together to take this thing down. Leanna and Kara both rush in. Amy sends in bolts of ice towards the monster, freezing any tendrils which try to escape just in time for Leanna to slice them down. The creature howls in pain. He tries to swipe at Leanna, but Amy burns his claws with a ball of fire and it recoils from the heat. Okay, so now it's actually kind of responding. Zack aims his discharges and shoots at any tendrils which try to reach Kara, while Kara furiously cuts ribbons of shadows off the beast. Again, the beast lets out another shriek as the tendrils coils back. I bring up an earthen barrier to shield Amy as a sneaky shadow tendril tries to strike her, then I cut it down with my sword. I blast the creature with a burning fireball and send a burst of wind behind it. The resulting explosion is twice as big as it hits the creature straight in the chest. He stumbles back as we continue to advance. It looks like we're doing some damage. Another surge of adrenaline kicks me in as I lose another fireball. The beast lets out another scream, one so shrill it fills my bones. It swells in size, growing and surging until it blocks out the sky completely. Wait a minute. Raising a claw, it pummels with a series of fast attacks. I bring up a shield, but the claw rips straight through it. We're then sprawling to the ground again. My face burns as I scrape the dirty ground, feeling bruised. We push ourselves back to our feet. We can't give up now. We really don't have a choice. The creature watches us struggle and splits into a chaotic grin. As I stumble back to my feet, I look at the rest of my team still on the ground. They groan as they push themselves to their feet. My legs shake as I steady myself. We can't go on like this. I can already feel the exhaustion setting in. I won't be able to keep this up forever. Either I run out of energy or my body gives up on me. A thought nibbles at the back of my mind. But what if I used up all my remaining energy, channel it into one powerful blast? I know if I do that, There's no coming back from it. My body's already close to hitting that point of exhaustion, and Amelia's warned me multiple times about what will happen if I channel too much energy at once. But this may be our only chance of stopping the creature. Oh no. Are we gonna do the ultimate hero sacrifice? It's risky and uncertain, but like, this is life or death here. And if I have to do it to save my friends, I think it's worth of doing it. I don't know, man. We're kind of up against the ropes here. Fire everything! All the temples we visited, all the energy I accumulated. I feel it humming deep within me, a gentle reminder that it's still there, as if it knows the time has come. It was all for this moment. The energy within me itches to be released, but I pause. That explosion of energy is dangerous for my friends too. I don't want to get them caught in the blast. I need to get them to a secure location. I can't channel all my energy to shield my friends to fight off the creature simultaneously. But how do I get them to go?
Boy.
I look down at the Pongo. What is he doing here? He looks up at me and his eyes harden. His body buzzes like the energy within me. I think he can sense what I need to do. Excuse me.
Boy.
I can feel the energy surrounding him too. My energy, which he's slowly been absorbing all this time. Oh, interesting. It sings to each other, wanting to be whole again. I think the Pongo wants to let it free. But what'll happen to you? The Pongo gives me a knowing look, his eyes harden with determination. What'll happen to him is the same thing that'll happen to me if I unleash all my energy at once. And you'll still do it?
Boy.
A mix of emotions roil within me. I don't want to lose him, but I understand the decision that he's made. It's the same decision that I'm making. Stay back! I push my teammates behind me as I step between them and the creature. I have to use all my energy to protect my friends. To protect Terra, no matter what the cost. If I have to risk my life to protect those I love, then that's the risk I'm willing to take. The Pongo hops forward with me.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna end this now. What we have to do. The Pongo's voice feels small, but the determination in his eyes is strong. The Pongo closes his eyes and a bright light encapsulates him like a shining halo. The light hardens around us, forming a magical barrier. The dome cages me and the Pongo in with the Shadow Beast, leaving my friends safely on the outside. I see my teammates shouting. They sound faint, far away. I can't make out their words, but I can still hear the pain in their voices. Soon, it's drowned out by the cry from the creature. It writhes in pain, twisting away from the bright light shielding it. Man, I hope I made the right decision. I really think we did, though. With the barrier in place, I concentrate the energy within me. Leanna steps toward the protective shield, her eyes glittering. Oh no. She places her hand against the grid, banging against it. Her screams are muffled as the pounding of her fists against the dome. Energy from the dome sparkles each time she pounds against it. I shake my head. I can't hear her. She shakes her head, her hands trembling against the barrier. My heart aches as I watch her face fall. She looks so helpless and lost. It's all my fault, but this is the only way I know I can protect her. I'm sorry, Leanna. I'm so sorry. I smile softly and place my hand against hers. The shield feels cool as a hum of energy vibrates beneath my fingers. She overlaps her hand perfectly against mine, but her warmth doesn't penetrate the cold, hard barrier. I'll keep you safe, I promise. She shakes her head again. Her eyes widen as she pounds against the shield again. The tears flow down her cheeks as she shouts again. Leanna. She pauses as her hand clings to the dome, her eyes glittering. I'm so lucky to have met you. I know our time together was short, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Fetch, man. Even though she can't hear me, she sees the expression on my face and the tears spill over again, leaving twin tails of wetness down her cheeks. I don't care that we're no longer together. There's a chance I won't see her again, and I need to tell her exactly how I feel. Leanna, I love you. She gasps sharply as she reads my lips. She clutches at the barrier. Then she uses her wind magic to try and break through the shield. When that doesn't work, she grabs her sword, but none of the strikes make a dent. I give her one last smile and turn towards the beast. The shadow creature bares its teeth and lets out an otherworldly howl. He continues to reel back from the light surrounding him. All of my rage and pent-up frustration bubbles within me. Remembering the malicious glee on the beast's face was the face of my anger, is what forces my anger to boil over. How dare that thing try to hurt my friends? How dare it threaten Terra? I won't let it. A scream rips out my throat as I let the anger wash over me. It burrows deep in my bones, igniting the energy within me. All of the feelings of each element roil within me, the tranquility, the chaos, the rejuvenation, and I feel the white hot flash as all the energy races through me, itching to be released. The light finally dissipates around the creature, and it blinks a few times, trying to refocus. When it sees me, it growls and tries to swipe at me, but another shield blocks it. The Pongo made sure I'd have enough time to channel all my energy. I won't forget what you've done for me. Feeling a renewed strength, I continue to gather the energy within me. Alright, here we go. Click the icon as fast as I can. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Click, click! Ah! What, where'd the game go? Oh, fish. You literally went away. The shadow beast howls and wails at the extra barrier. With each solid hit, I begin to see fraction forming along its surface. Oh, dude. Just as the energy is overwhelming me, I throw up my arms and power raises from me, materializing as 5 pointed swords, all deadly sharp and poised to strike at the creature. As they emerge, they pierce what remains of my barrier, dispatching kaleidoscopes of light at the beast. It shrieks from the light, howling with rage. My mind is strangely calm, my sense sharpened. I can smell the crackle of my energy in the air. It's sweet, yet spicy. The hair on the back of my neck stands on end as the remaining energy continues to surge within me. Man, he looks freaking cool. Go, Protag, go. As the beast shakes off the last of the light, it refocuses on me, baring its teeth. You don't scare me. I open my arms wide and force all my remaining energy into each blade as it shoots out. Oh my gosh, that thing looks awesome. As the creature readies itself for impact, instead I force the blades into the ground, fracturing the earth and creating a perimeter around the beast. A beam of golden light shoots straight up from the swords. The shadow beast blinks as it shields its eyes from the light. When nothing more happens, it growls at me, readying for another attack. Oh! Before it can, beams of light splinter off the swords and surround the creature. Dang the music. The feelings uncoil within me as the energies flash into existence. Fire, earth, water, wind, and shadow. The beast twists around, confused by the light, which continues to grow and grow in brightness. My body feels heavy as the energy gushes out of me. The light becomes blinding as my legs give out beneath me. I'm on the ground, but the energy continues to expel out of my body. I can't control it anymore. With each wave of energy, my body heaves, exhaustion blanketing me and makes my body feel heavy. And yet, the brilliant light blazes hot, blinding me and chases the shadows away. You shall not pass. This dude going out in Gandalf style. You shall not pass! The creature lets out a loose and anguished scream. As it begins to dissolve, the scream lingers in my mind, resonating in my ears. Through the blinding whiteness, I imagine Leanna's smile, just as dazzling as the light. And then, nothing. It's over. It's finally over. My friends are safe, and that's what's important. With a smile on my face, I let the brightness wash over me and my world falls silent. Man. Excuse me. I blink open my eyes in a world of gray. Where am I? Feeling groggy, I rub my eyes and look around. Stiff mountain peaks climb into the horizon while a stream bubbles nearby. It flows into a river basin underneath a splashing waterfall. Whoa, what the fetch? The scenery is very picturesque. Looks straight out of a magazine, but the colors are all wrong. Everything in the immediate area around me is black or white or some shade in between. As I gaze further into the distance, I see a grove of trees with a pocket of green. To the left are a cluster of purple mountains. The more I look around, the more I see colors localized to specific areas. I wonder why only some places have colors and others don't. Oh my gosh, are we in Ether like the realm of spirits? Soft voices catch my attention. I look over and recognize the spirits from the temple. They look exactly as I remember, but more solid, more real.
Those who summoned the Shadow Prime Vanquisher must be discovered to face the consequences. Their actions cannot be ignored.
Once your investigation begins, it will only be a matter of time before the perpetrators are found. Only those in energy surplus can open a rift onto Mortalis Terra.
The earth elemental's voice is sweet and melodic like the birds of the forest. The air elemental's eyes widen.
Such is forbidden, though. That is something they would have known.
Her voice is strong and carries far. It's strange hearing all the elementals talk. The others nod in agreement.
Yes, and out of those who can cross over to Mortalis Terra, only 3 shadow houses have access to a Shadow Prime Vanquisher.
Ooh.
The shadow houses have remained quiet ever since I took over the magistrate. I wonder if they were all plotting this.
The water elemental places a comforting hand on the shadow elemental's arm. When she speaks, her voice bubbles and flows like a rush of a river.
You cannot blame yourself for these unfortunate courses of events. Their plan was in the making before you even ascended the Shadow Magistrate.
The earth elemental nods.
In truth, you handled the situation quite well, especially for being new in your role.
The fire elemental puts her hands on her hips, the heat of dancing flames in her eyes, in her voice.
However, Sister Magistrates, our work is far from over. We must each return to our domains. If rumors spread that there are no consequences for crossing into Mortalis Terra, we may have our own houses who might hope to take matters into their own hands and try to summon our own elemental prime vanquishers.
I stir, pushing myself off the ground, and the elementals freeze. The shadow elemental looks over at me and gasps.
You're here?
At the mention of me, the other elementals turn around and slowly make their way towards me. Their faces are a mixture of concern and surprise. The air elemental flits over to me and looks me over.
Is he real? No human has ever crossed over to our side before.
Am I in heaven? I look over each of the elementals. So many hot women in one place. There's no other place this could be. Have I died and gone to heaven?
No, this is the Ether Terra.
Ether Terra? How? Last thing I remember is defeating the creature and there's a blinding light. The elementals share a glance.
A light? Was it from your cast?
I think so?
And you casted all of the elements at once?
Yeah. They blink at each other in surprise. When the fire elemental speaks, she sounds pensive.
You must have inadvertently opened a temporal fracture, which pulled you into Ether Terra.
I somehow casted a rift. And yet I'm still alive. But all I remember is crippling pain of the energy consuming me. Is that even possible? They look at each other, worried.
That I cannot answer for certain. Yet you stand here in our realm. No human has ever set foot in Ether Terra before, but no human has been able to cast all of the elements either.
I look around my surroundings. The landscape feels familiar, but nothing is the same. It all feels so overwhelming. All I want is to return to normalcy. Doesn't matter how I got here, I need to get back. Can you send me back?
Back where exactly?
Here's the choice, huh? Oh man, man, what a choice. But here's the thing, like I've said from the beginning, like it's kind of like the bard said. I don't know. If it were my life, where I'm married, got a family, I'd want to go home to Earth, because I don't think I would have fallen in love. And if I had, I wouldn't have been serious about it. You know, It's entirely possible to fall in love with somebody after you get married. But there's still that level of dedication, and you should avoid those feelings if you've dedicated yourself. But pro-tag, young, college. If it were me in college and had no other ties besides just my family, I don't think I'd give this up. I think I'd want to go back to Terra. If I'd fallen in love and found that world, and even if I couldn't cast magic anymore, it was such a wonderful place. I found a home there, a family there. And while I'm sure my family on Earth would be very sad, I feel like if I could send them, I feel like if they knew, they'd be supportive. So I'm gonna make the decision I think that I would make in Protect shoes right here, right now. Back to Terra. The elementals looked at each other and back to me. Then they nod. They prepare themselves to cast, but before they do, they look at me instead. Seeing all of them standing together, it hits me just how regal they look.
You do not wish to return to your world?
Excuse me. I shake my head. I have someone waiting for me in Terra who I'm very eager to get back to.
As you wish. Child of the other world, thank you.
The shadow elemental lowers her head in respect. Each elemental nods to me in turn. I look at each of the elementals and smile. I appreciate all the help you've given me along the way.
I am glad it was enough.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
It was our pleasure. We won't forget you. Or what you've done for us.
The elementals return to position.
Are you ready?
Yes. My vision goes stark wide again. I feel the same crackle of energy. Electricity tingles my skin as I feel the weightless solidness surround me. Instinctively, I shield my eyes, and when I come to, I've returned to Terra. My friends are solemnly gathered together. Leanna has crumpled to her knees, hanging her head in her hands. I can hear her sobs below the sniffling of the group. Zack stands stone-faced, looking into the distance at nothing. Kara's arms are around him. Her head rests on his shoulder as silent tears roll down her cheeks. Amy kneels beside Leanna and awkwardly pats her back. Her bright pigtails are lowered, hiding her face. Pretend to be a ghost. Are you serious? Yeah, tell everyone you're okay, or be nonchalant. I don't know. This is one of those really awkward moments where it's like, I don't know how I would actually behave when everyone thought I was dead. Be like, what's going on, guys? Carefully, I walk up to the group. So, what are we all crying about? As one, everyone's head whips toward me. A pin drop could have been heard in the resulting silence.
You're alive?
Yep. Leanna leaps to her feet and throws her arms around me. Whoa! I stumble as I catch her and regain my balance. She squeezes me in a tight hug.
You're alive!
I'm here.
I thought I lost you! Don't you ever leave me again!
I already told you before I wouldn't, remember? She pulls back and gazes into my eyes. I gently wipe the tears from her cheeks. Her crystal blue eyes draw me in as I study them, etching them into my memory. She grabs my face and pulls me into a long kiss. As we breathlessly break away, the rest of my team surrounds us.
What happened? How did you get back here?
It's a bit of a long story, which might be best saved for another time. Amy nods.
Even without an explanation, it is still quite reassuring to have you return.
Yeah. Thanks, Amy. I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
Come on, it's only been like 5 minutes since he was gone. Don't be so dramatic.
Despite that, his eyes are glittering. Zach, were you crying?
No, you were crying.
I probably was. Pongo! We all blink as a tiny squeak. Out of my scarf pops a miniature Pongo, no bigger than my finger. Oh my gosh, he's tiny! He hops onto my shoulder and squeaks again. You're alive! Pongo, thank goodness you're alive! I lean my cheek against him and he squishes his cheek back and hug. I was so worried about you too. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Leanne appears at the Pongo.
Oh, he's so cute!
Amy squints to get a closer look.
He certainly bears a strong resemblance.
Well, yeah. All Pongos pretty much look the same.
Kara lightly punches Zach's arm.
Don't be mean.
The Pongo hops up and nips my nose. Yep, that's definitely him.
I'm so relieved he made it too.
Of course, he's a tough little guy. I pat his head and he snuggles against my neck. Gradually, as the shock of my reappearance winds down, we all sit down and take a minute to just process everything. The creature was defeated and all my teammates are alive and safe. But most importantly, I'm back in Terra. I look over at Leanna who twists a lock of her hair, deep in thought. There's nothing standing in the way of us now, no looming threat of danger or the possibility of one of us leaving. We're finally free to be together. Zach clears his throat, breaking the silence and interrupting my thoughts.
So, we finally defeated Void.
Well, Car gives Zach a strange look.
Yes.
Zach gestures to me.
And I'm assuming since you're still here in Terra, it means you aren't trying to find a way home anymore.
I don't think that's possible. Leanna's gaze slides to me. She bites her lip in anticipation, her eyes anxious yet hopeful. I smile at her. That's right. She smiles, her eyes shining. Zach grins and puts his hands behind his head, leaning back against the tree.
Excellent. Then I believe payment is in order.
Oh, ooh. What did you charge again? We blink at him. Huh?
My job was to protect Amelia throughout our travels. And, as you can see, she is in one piece.
Well, we're not back yet, Zach.
So, you owe me 42,030 coins for my services based on how long this mission has been and how far we've traveled.
Oh no. Oh no. Again, we gape at Zach. The color drains from Leon's face. But we just saved the world.
Saving the world doesn't put beer in my stomach.
Even Kara looks at him astonished.
What about some of the loot you took from the temples?
That's a perk of the job. I was promised payment.
If the objective was to keep me safe throughout our travels, then your mission is not yet complete. In order to return me to Illumia, we will still need to travel.
And the others try to reason with Zach. Leanna just stares.
Zach, you can't be serious right now.
Zach fixes a stony gaze on Leanna, then grins.
You're right. I'm just joking.
Aww. There's a pause.
What?
It's a joke, like, it's funny sort of thing.
I think you need to work on your jokes and timing.
It's not my fault if you guys don't understand good humor.
Zach crosses his arms and pouts. Leanna breaks down into laughter. Her laugh is infectious, and soon all of us are doubling over with laughter, releasing everything that's been pent up inside. All the hurt, the fear, the relief. As I view each of my friends, I feel a warmth blossom within me. These are the people who mean the most to me. No matter what the future throws at us, I know we can always count on each other to get through it. In them, I found my family. Aw, that was very lovely. With them, I am home. Yeah! Excuse me, gosh darn it. All the coughing. Alright, now we're getting an epilogue. 2 months later. If it's a wedding scene, oh my gosh. I don't think it'll be, but that'd be ridiculous. Hey, it's the bard dude.
And so, our heroes triumphed. But that is not the end of their tale.
Yeah?
Our talented magecaster, Amelia, returned to the Mage Academy and submitted the results of her field study.
Whoa,
It was received with much admiration, and to this day, her studies on the elementals are still being discussed.
What an interesting outfit. Pretty, though.
Needless to say,
she's
the
still
rest
young,
of her tenure as a student was a breeze, and she graduated with full honors.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
After graduation, she donned the same black cloaks at the academy and became a professor herself.
You know what? That seems super fitting for her.
She became something of an expert on the temples, and students traveled far and wide to study from her. Although busy teaching the next generation of mages, Amelia never lost her innate sense of curiosity Her latest research dives deeper into the secrets of rifts and parallel worlds.
So, the interesting thing is it looks like the barriers between the worlds breaks down most commonly when you combine elemental powers. So if you could get 5 different casters who can all cast different things and simultaneously have them focus, I wonder if you could artificially create these rifts without having to do the extreme things we were doing. He chuckles.
For all that has changed, not so very much has changed at all.
That's how life is, man.
As for the mercenary and his dashing beauty, well, retirement suits them well.
Really? They had enough money to retire? Oh!
Zack hung up his discharges, and Kara's finally grown
That is
smooth.
freaking adorable.
Together, they combined their savings to provide other lost children what they've always wanted. A family.
Kara looks very... Wow, like... I actually have to say, I think she's... Like, that looks amazing on her. She's super fetching. Aww, she's so cute!
They run an orphanage now, accepting all children who need a home. Zack teaches them all sorts of life skills, while Kara teaches them about art and history.
That's freaking adorable.
No matter how gruff Zack may be, he's careful and gentle with the children. In fact, they know that at the end of the day, Zack is just a big softy at heart.
Oh yeah, he is. He's a fluffy teddy bear.
Kara showers the children with love and affection, and encourages them to tease Zack. After all this time, it's still so easy to get him flustered. The two of them have finally found their happiness and their home.
Excuse me. I'm in all the coughing.
Next is our formidable Mage Knight.
Hello? Whoa!
After the last battle against the Shadow Prime,
She's got rocket thighs, though.
Liana returned to the Mage Guild to report all of her findings. The guild was impressed by her fortitude and boldness in hindering Void's uprising. Her selflessness and bravery demonstrated she possessed the heart and spirit of what it means to be a top-class Mage Knight. She was promoted to the most prestigious rank of Mage Class S, the highest within the guild.
Dang.
She is the youngest Mage Knight to receive such an honor. When her family heard the news, they all attended her promotion ceremony, beaming with pride.
Dang, didn't take them long from the whole, like, okay, fine, you can be a Mage Knight, too. Oh yeah, now you're rank S.
Her father stood in the front row, and afterwards boasted about how his daughter embodied the strength and intelligence of House Dawn.
Yay! Good man.
No longer does Liana fret about what the future might determine for her. She knows that she can carve her own destiny. And as for our hero...
Yeah, what about me?
Well, that is a tale for another day.
What? Are you serious? You suck. If that's really the ending, you suck. Really? I don't think I'm happy with that. I can't believe it's over. So is that supposed to mean that there's supposed to be a sequel? But if there's a sequel, does that mean that, like, you might not, like, stay with Liana in the sequel? It kind of was implying that they might not be together anymore. Aww. Well, that was cute, though. Oh, I love the sexy pose. Sexy pose, Zack. Oh, Amelia. Cute. Jeez, look at him. Bongo! Oh, man. So I wonder what would happen if you go home. Like, I wonder how different the ending is. And maybe that's why they don't go into it, because technically that's the same ending you see for either one. Oh man. It's really it, huh? That's sad. I'm kinda sad it's over. I wish there were more to it. Oh, hey, maybe there's vocation. Everything is pitch black. I can hear something flapping through the pages of a book. I hear a low whispering, the scratching of a pen. Ugh, my head. Did I dream all that stuff?
Hey?
Shinji? It was such a good dream. I don't want to wake up.
Hey!
Someone shakes me.
Come on, wake up!
Huh? I sit up, blinking. Everything's a blur at first, but then the classroom comes into focus. A student in a green cloak sits next to me.
Finally you're awake. How can you sleep at a time like this? We've got to study!
No, this seems remarkably familiar. I glanced at the mountain of books and groaned. Only after enrolling in the Mage Academy to officially learn how to be a mage have I realized just how little I actually knew. Why did I do school again? Can I go back to the morning training sessions? Being a mage is so much better than when it was just me and Leanna waking up with the crack of dawn to spar. She's a way nicer teacher than anyone here. I sigh. Things were way easier when elementals were helping out. My mastery of casting the elementals quickly diminished after that battle months ago. I think my fast learning had something to do with the elementals' magic, like they were heightening my abilities somehow.
What?
He raises an eyebrow.
What are you talking about, Broseph?
Oh no, he's back! It's our bro! I thought I recognized that name. Whoops, did I say that out loud? I said it was much easier when Amy was helping me. Shinji lets out a strangled laugh.
I told you before, it's really weird when you call Professor Estelle by your first name. And a nickname at that.
I often cross my arms, leaning further into my chair. Yeah, well, you'd think my old travel companion would at least give me some less homework.
Boy!
The Pongo wiggles out of my scarf and bounces into the desk. He's a little bigger now, maybe a teaspoon-sized Pongo. A teenage-sized Pongo.
Boy!
He leaps onto the books, scattering a few papers.
Boy! Boy!
You are not helping. That's right, Pongo. Studying sucks. The Pongo gives me a pointed frown and shakes his head as if disappointed. He indicates one of the open books.
Boy! Boy!
Oh man, are you trying to tell me I need to study too?
Boy!
Pongo nods. Shinji laughs.
The Pongo has spoken. Time to get back to it then.
I sigh, pulling myself together. I thought you were my friend, Pongo. He grins widely and snuggles against me. Oh, I can't stay angry at him. My friend pops open the book and we take turns quizzing each other on our upcoming test. Next we're going to be in battle mechs, right? Before long I say my farewells to Shinji and head out. The sky is clear and blue. I shield my eyes from the bright sun as a soft breeze tickles my skin. With my studying over, I feel prepared for Amy's test tomorrow. As I head back towards my dorm, excited voices catch my attention. I stop to check out what all the commotion is about.
Hey, there's a mage class S at the academy.
That's crazy. There's no way one would be here.
I'm serious. I saw her at the entrance.
Aww.
Wait, are you talking about that super hot girl?
Yeah.
The second student laughs.
You're blind. She's way too young to be a mage class S. If anything, she looks like a student here.
I thought the same thing, but I saw the emblem. She really is one.
The other student's eyes widen.
Really? But it doesn't make any sense. And why would she be at the academy?
Wouldn't they know her name?
I don't know.
My heart jumps. I turn and start jogging towards the entrance. My heart's pounding as I pick up the pace. A feeling of warmth blossoms in my chest, encouraging me to move faster. I reach the wrought iron gate and see a woman leaning against it. Hey! Jeez, that outfit. I recognize her blonde hair instantly, and a warm, huge smile spreads across my face. Her hair is longer than before. Her new armor makes it look majestic. Hey, Leanna. She starts at the sound of my voice, but I can already see a smile forming. She slowly turns around, still looking just as beautiful as the day I met her. Aww. Her blue eyes sparkle with warmth. A bright smile lights her face as she looks at me. My heart flutters.
Hey there.
Sailor. Aww. I like this ending. This ending was good. I can be happy with this. I can be happy with this. True ending achieved. Yes, I got the right one. Aww. They're a good fit. They're such a good fit for each other. Thank you for playing Crystalline. My pleasure. The end. Maybe? Ooh, question mark. Tantalizing. Better not be. Ace Academy deserved followings, and you did that, so I'm hoping you'll do that with this one. Well, here we are. Fetch. You know, I didn't actually think that tonight was going to be the finale. But man. Okay, so. What are my thoughts about this whole thing? Honestly, not as good as Ace Academy, in my opinion. Ace Academy, I think, pushed the limit of a dating multi-routed sim that I've ever seen. I really liked how adaptive a lot of the lines were. Each chapter had its branching paths, but they tended to influence each other. It wasn't perfect, definitely had its flaws, and you could definitely kind of see the framework beneath it a little bit, the scaffolding, as you would. So, it definitely needed some work before first publication. It was fantastic. Crystalline, by its nature, is a lot more railroaded. So it allows for a lot better character development, which I think they did do a decent job with. However, like I've said before, I felt like the story lacked true feeling of antagonists for the majority of it. And so it felt like most of it was just kind of like, oh, look at this is pretty, and look at this is funny, without a whole lot of context involved. So I hope maybe in future stories they can have a bit more focused of writing. But this is definitely another great step in the right direction. Pixel Face should be very proud of this. I feel like when I played Ace Academy 2, I had a bit of blinders on because I'm still new to visual novels. I mean, compared to a lot of you out there, I haven't played a whole lot. That's why it's fun for you to join me as I play them. But when I played Ace Academy, I didn't have as much to lean back on. Now I'm playing Crystalline, but I've been playing Steins Gate and Muv-Luv. They set the bar freaking high when it comes to visual novels. But Crystalline's worthy. It's a worthy addition. I just don't think it beat Ace Academy in its charm, or it's like just how it made me feel. And they're always like I said, Ace Academy had a better antagonist type system. There's always something to be excited about challenging the characters with the giant mech fights, you know? Like, it felt like there's something on the line, and I liked how in Ace Academy it wasn't that hard to end up failing and getting a bad result, but how you could continue forward anyway. Crystalline, I feel like I would have had to literally like fall off my chair to fail some of the combat, and then if I had failed, I don't know what would have happened. Might have got a bad ending. So I don't know. I hope they can tweak it in the future. I don't mind them going the more railroaded route, but I feel like they did such a good job with the multipathing. I hope they bring that back again someday. But as far as characters go, Leanna's a fantastic character. She's just like, she feels very human. Zach started off not so great, but he ended up coming around. Kara was probably the most fleshed out character. I liked how she had such unique perspectives on everything. And she genuinely felt like a friend to the main protagonist, which is really hard to establish in a lot of these type. When you're right for this type of genre, and especially when you lean on so much cliche, it's really easy to have all the girls just like the main protagonist. So I did like how she just was a friend, because I think there needs to be a good establishment of like, oh, she's not interested romantically, and neither is he. They're just good friends and they have an understanding. I loved that. We don't see that enough, I think, in media in general, let alone visual novels. Amy, I liked how we could kind of see behind her facade a little bit, but I still feel like we never get to see much growth from her. Like, she became an instructor, but I feel like we never saw her progress from a student to instructor. She didn't have to learn a whole lot on our trip besides like gathering information. I feel like she was shortchanged the most, where we didn't really get to see much of an arc for her, but that's okay. And then, yeah, like, other than that, like, the visuals were beautiful, the music's fantastic, and so yeah, like, if I were to recommend it, I would absolutely recommend it. Like, I'm gonna be telling people to play it. Just maybe not with the wholehearted love and devotion I do when I tell people to play Muv-Luv or Steins Gate. But once again, those two set the frickin' bar. Like, those are like the cream of the crop, the best of the best. I'll be lucky if I find other visual novels that are that good. But anyway, so overall, I loved this. This was really fun. It was a really good pick-me-up. It was a really good, got a feel-good story. It really made my day, and I'm happy I played it. I am sad it ended, and I do feel like the ending was a tad rushed, but that's okay. I wonder if they are going to do a second game. That'll be interesting. We'll have to see. I think what they tend to like to do is they leave the door open just in case, but but whether or not they come back is up to them. I know for a fact Pixel Fate is doing, their project is like, the next one's called like Enigma or something. It's going to be high school based, and I believe it's going to be multi-routed again. I think they've been listening to their community, and I think that everyone else kind of wants it to be more Ace Academy-like too. So, I'm excited for that one. And we'll also probably do Kaori After Story, which is one of hopefully a few sequels to Ace Academy. But I'm gonna not do that quite yet. I first want to go back to an old favorite because it's time for Steins Gate Zero. So if you're a fan of the Steins Gate series, or if you're not, like, I'd recommend watching it because we're gonna do Steins Gate Zero, and it's gonna be freaking awesome, I bet, and terrifying and very sad, I'm sure. But you know, that's just the way it goes. But anyway. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. Crystalline, it's over. It was over before I felt like it should be. But it's a pleasure to have it here, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it. Pixel Fade, if any of you from here are watching, thank you so much. Your games have been fantastic, and I hope I get to enjoy them in the future. You'll know that I'll be there supporting you guys, because that's what I do. So, thank you again for letting me share this game, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And until the next video you watch with me, or whatever to see me in next, I'll see you there.